on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, if this is your first time watching me, my name is Jay. I'm a retired Army Green Beret out of 3rd Special Forces Group. The intent behind this channel is to share my knowledge and wisdom with the next generation. So if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe, share the channel to help me reach that goal. I appreciate it. Guys, I wanted to jump on here real quick and just talk about the crisis that's taking place in Sudan. And watching this develop, I can't help but to think back to the Iraq conflict. If you guys aren't familiar with the Iraq conflict, we were there for fucking 20 plus years. Go on YouTube and look that shit up. In that conflict, we removed Saddam Hussein, a Sunni, and then we put the Shiites in charge of the country. And we were there as the world police or the country police to make sure that the fraction that we put in charge actually won and managed the country effectively. As soon as we pulled out, the Shiites just went right back to doing what they were doing, which is killing off the Sunnis, because that's how they live, right? They hate each other. They can't coexist. So one tribe or one group has to kill off the other. And then what happened? ISIS, mostly Sunni ran, appeared, and then they were going back at it to where we had to go back in and defeat ISIS, and now the country is just a shit show. So I can't help but correlate what's taking place in Sudan now to Iraq. And I just wanted to come on here and warn everyone, because I can easily see this happening again. So right now in Sudan, you have two generals going at it. A general from the army and a general from the RSF. They're both fighting for power to control that country. Now, even though the U.S. has evacuated everybody, we still have a vested interest in Africa and Sudan and the entire fucking world, because that's who we are. We're the world police. Now, I can see a lot of different things taking place here. Behind the scenes, we're trying to talk these two generals down. We want them to come to a peace agreement. We want them to stop killing civilians, and we want them to stop killing each other. That's not going to happen, because these two dudes are determined to take each other out. Eventually, again, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future, but I can easily see this taking place. As it stands right now, Sudan is up for grabs. Now, outside entities are going to try to come and influence these generals. I wouldn't put it past any of these countries out there that are enemies of the United States to go in and choose a side. Now, this is worst case scenario, right? Let's say, for example, Russia goes in and they decide to support the army. They start beefing up the army. They start giving them funds. They start giving them weapons. Now, since we are trying to prevent Russia from advancing or taking over territory around the world, that puts us in a hard place to where now we as a military, what do? Do we let Russia take over Sudan, or do we now choose a side also? Do we go in and support the RSF? Now, these are all hypothetical, guys. This is just me wargaming it and thinking about through this shit as if I was still active duty. And what does that now do? It puts us in a conflict. It puts us behind the scene fighting Russia or someone else again. I could easily see that taking place in this situation, because these two generals are not going to stop. Eventually, some type of outside influence is going to have to step in. So that's one option. Option number two is the international community comes together and they find a way to resolve this. Let's say they say, hey, Army, I know a major reason why this conflict is taking place is because you see the RSF is getting too big and you want them to become a part of the army so you could run the entire country's defense force as one unit, as opposed to having two separate army in a sense. And they find a way to merge the two and everything is fucking good to go. Do you think that's going to be the end of it? These two men are still going to resent each other. The soldiers are going to resent each other because there's no shit going through like a civil war right now. So I can see this getting a lot worse before it gets better. I hope that they can come together and come up with a solution that makes sense. I just want to put a warning out there, man. Like, hey, the U.S. might not seem like they're involved, but eventually, man, we're going to have to step in and put an end to this shit. And let me know, because if they need me, I'm ready to go back. As long as my wife doesn't see this, right? To all my SF brothers out there, I know you guys are fucking chopping at the bits to go do work. You guys stay safe and come back home. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm eager to hear what you guys think about this conflict. what you think is going to happen. Leave it in the comment section below, guys. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.